Alright, Comic Book Collectors Sheffield, and thanks for joining us for our 100th spectacular super page. What is this again? Yeah, that thing. As it's our 100th episode, we've prepared this small celebratory clip for you.
Hooray!
When we had our 50th episode, we looked through 50 comics, so it makes sense to look at 100 this time. But let's be honest, no one's sticking around for that. So we're not going to look at 100 comics. We're going to look at more, as we go through the original run of DC's 100 pages. First off, it's DC 100 page Super Spectacular Issue 4.
Yeah. Weird.
Mystery Tales. Don't bother looking for issues 1 to 3 though, because they don't exist. This features stories from My Greatest Adventure, Sensation Mystery, which is a title you don't see much of, Tales of the Unexpected, and The Phantom Stranger. That's the original 6-issue Phantom Stranger run as well, which is another title you don't see much of. DC 100 page Super Spectacular Issue 5, Love Stories. There's stuff in here from all your favourite comics: Young Love, Girls Romance, Girls Love Stories. There's also 2 pages on how to look fabulous, with the Today Show's Ted Long. Issue 6, World's Greatest Superheroes. There's stuff in here from Action Comics, Adventure Comics, and The Brave and the Bold. But I think the most noteworthy is the 2-part Crisis on Earth 1 and Crisis on Earth 2 from the Justice League of America, issues 21 and 22, which is the first team-up between the Justice League and the Justice Society. But then I don't need to tell any of you about that. We also start getting fantastic wraparound covers with this issue. At this point, the 100 pages also become part of the titles that they're named under as well. So issue 7 is also Superman 245. And in here you get stuff from Superman, The Atom, and Mystery in Space. There's also a Kid Eternity reprint from his Quality Comics series. These 100 pages did feature stories with characters from other companies that DC had bought, and a few made their first DC appearances in these 100 pages. Number 8, which is also Batman 238. This is one of my favourites, as it's got a reprint of My Greatest Adventure 80, the first appearance of the Doom Patrol in here, and there's also stuff from Adventure Comics, Sensation Comics, and Police Comics. Number 9, which is Our Army at War 242. I think I've said it before, but I'm not really a war comic fan. Again, this stuff from GI Combat, Our Fighting Forces, and Our Army at War, of course. Issue 10, Adventure Comics 416, featuring the world's greatest super females. I'm surprised they managed to get 100 pages out of that. However, it's a pretty cool wraparound cover. There's no reprints from Adventure Comics here though, but there is a Mary, Girl of 1,000 Gimmick story from Star Spangled Comics in here. Number 11, which is Flash 214. This has the Gauntlet of Supervillains, although on the cover and the inside it's referred to as the Gauntlet of Supervillains, which is interchangeable with Gauntlet. There's also some Quicksilver, who you may know better as Max Mercury, and the first appearance of the Metal Men in here. Reprinted, that is. It's not actually the first appearance, so don't rush out to buy this comic. Number 12, which is Superboy 185. There's a Star Spangled Kid story here, another Kid Eternity, and even Little Boy Blue and the Blue Boys. The only other times I've seen those guys is in Who's Who and one issue of All-Star Squadron. Number 13, Superman 252. There's some Dr. Fate, Black Condor, Starman and the Ray, as this one features the world's greatest flying heroes. Number 14, Batman. At this point, it goes back to being just the DC 100-page super spectacular comic. So this is just Batman, it's not Batman number whatever. There's some Atom, Black Hawk, and Dollman in here. Plus, we get to meet Wildcat's sidekick Stretch for the first time. Number 15, Superboy. There's some Hawk and Dove, Sandman and Sandy, the Boy Commandos, and even some Dial H Hero in this one. Number 16, and also number 16, Sergeant Rock. There's the first appearance of Captain Storm here, plus appearances from Mademoiselle Marie, Sergeant Rock, and the Haunted Tank. Number 17, Justice League of America. The Justice League go up against the Royal Flush Gang, and the Justice Society go up against the Injustice Society. Number 18, Superman. Now we're talking. The Atom, Our Man, TNT and Dan the Dynamite, Captain Triumph, and what must be one of the most well-known imaginary stories, the amazing story of Superman Red and Superman Blue. Number 19, Tarzan. Again, not really a Tarzan fan. This just does feature Tarzan stories, but as we'll see later on, the Tarzan 100 pages feature characters I'm certainly more interested in. Number 20, it's Batman again. There's a few Two-Face stories in here, including his first appearance, as well as Wildcat, Doc Midnight, and Black Canary. Number 21, Superboy, and number 21, Superboy again. There's another Kid Eternity appearance, Supergirl, the Legion of Superheroes, and the first appearance of the Teen Titans. And number 22, the last of the numbered 100-page super spectaculars. It's another Flash issue. Kid Flash gets his new costume in here, and there's appearances from Jay Garrick, Johnny Quick, and the Elongated Man. So there you are, 22 issues minus 3 of DC's 100-page super spectacular. But we're not finished, as these do carry on, sometimes with the 100-page super spectacular heading, and then with just 100 pages in the heading. These other issues run through a number of other titles, both sequentially and non-sequentially. It's also worth noting that some series got way more issues of these than others did as well. So next we'll roll on with Shazam. The 100 pages are issue 8. And then issue 12, 13, 13 again, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Then we've got some Justice League of America ones. Issue 110. This has the Murder of Santa Claus 1973 in it. And there's 111. 112. 113. 114. 114 has my favourite JLA JSA crossover, Crisis on Earth 3. There's 115. 116. And it's 116 again. Then there's 2 issues of The Flash. Number 229. There's a brand new story in there featuring both Jay and the Ragdoll. And 232. Superman got 3 100 pages. There's 272, which is a special All Magic issue and features all reprints. There's 278. And 284. Tarzan got quite a few issues. There's 230. 231. 231 again. 232. 232 again. 233. 233 again. 234. And 2 copies of 235 as well. As I said earlier, these later ones have stuff in that I'm more interested in. You get reprints of Congo Bill, Detective Chimp, and Rex the Wonder Dog in these. 2 issues of Action Comics. There's 2 issues of 437 that I've got. And 443. Batman got a bunch of issues. It's 254. 255. 256. 257. 258. 259. 260. And 261. 2 issues of Our Army at War. 269. And then 275. There's a handful of Superman families. There's 164. 165. 166. 167. 168. And 169. Wonder Woman got 2 issues. There's 211, which is a Great Scott cover, and 214. There's World's Finest 223 to 228. There's Brave and the Bold, issue 112, 113, 114, 115. This is the issue where Batman dies, and the Atom takes control of him by bouncing around on his brain. And then there's 116 and 117. Superboy, starring the Legion of Superheroes, got 2 issues. There's 202 and 205. Detective Comics issues 438 to 445. 438, 439, 439, 440, 440, 441, 441, 442, 442, 443, 444, 444, and 445. Yeah, we're not far from the end now. There's one solitary issue of The Witching Hour, which is number 38. Much like that issue of Weird we started off with, there's stuff from House of Mystery, Sensation Comics, and The Phantom Stranger in here. Unexpected, 157, 158, 159, 159, 160, 161, and 162. This is from the part in the run where Tales of the Unexpected just became unexpected. But there's stuff from the Houses of Mystery and Secrets in here, Sensation Comics, and of course Tales of the Unexpected. House of Mystery 224 to 229. Again, there's reprints from both the Houses of Mystery and Secrets in here, and The Phantom Stranger. Just 2 more series to go, and oh boy, we've saved the best till last. We had one near the start, and now we've got a load at the end. Firstly, there's Young Love, issues 107 to 114. And lastly, Young Romance, issues 197 to 204. I think 204's got the best story in it. I liked older men, my mother liked them young. Don't steal my love away. And there we are. That should be the original run of DC's 100 pages. Look, no one's going to be paying that much attention to any of this stuff anyway, so it's fine. No, I looked everywhere for it as well. I can't find it. It's fine, we can just keep that between ourselves, alright? Also, cut this bit out, yeah? And here ends episode 100. And with that, we say goodbye. It's been fun, but it has been 100 of these, and we think that's a good dropping off point for doing weekly videos. Also, we did way more of these than we ever planned on doing in the first place. Now, there may be the odd video here and there, but that's assuming we have anything good to show, as opposed to the garbage that we usually have on here. So, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. We say goodbye to the comic book collectors of Sheffield. What a miserable bunch they are. We say goodbye from my ever-faithful assistant editor. I mean, you knew that was me though, didn't you? Also, you're probably watching these other channels if you're watching this one, but give Greyman Stuff a watch. Give Terry over on Deadman Comic Cover Show a watch. There's Mark over at Suddenly Comics. There's Comic Book Memories on Saturday mornings. And also make sure you check out the Splash Comics website as well. So, we'll leave you with some of the best bits from the channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Right, well, back at the start of the month, there was a Golden Orbit comic fair in Sheffield. I've been going to those on and off now since I was a teenager. And it's very rare for me to come back without anything. So let's have a look at what I picked up.
Are those the Guardians from China's vision?
Alright, comic book collectors of Sheffield, thanks for joining me once again. This is the issue where Kid Flash gets his new costume. And how does he get his new costume? Well, it's one of those things that's become a bit of a feature on the channel. Yeah, it's more science bollocks. Alright, comic book collectors. So, as it's Christmas, I thought maybe you could join me in a rendition of Jingle Bells. There should be a better copy of the lyrics up on screen for you here. So, on 3. A 1, 2, 3. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open. Strange Adventures 110, featuring The Hand from Beyond. This is not the only time we've seen a mysterious hand appear out of the blue on weekly pickups, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the... Oi! Knock it off, will ya?
Well done, you found a pod. Gonna give me a hard time for it, aren't you?
Well, alright, comic book collectors of Sheffield. Next we have...
Who can save Princess Juliet? Held captive by the evil Count Lorca. Who can save the city? Who?
And just like the black hole ones, the character representations are a bit off. Alright, comic book collectors. And on the back page, an ad for a do-it-yourself werewolf kit. You get to learn the werewolf curse, a calendar, the history of werewolves, werewolf fangs, and 6 wallet-sized photos of the world's all-time favourite wolfmen. For $1, that seems like a pretty good deal. In fact, I might see if I can get hold of one of these myself. Mysteries of Unexplored Worlds number 14. Alright, comic book collector Sheffield. Midnight Mystery number 7. There's yet another giant hand appearing out of nowhere. Although it appears to be a robot hand this time. This featured... Aye! No, I said we weren't doing it this time. Alright, comic book collectors of Sheffield. Thanks for joining us again. Hello, comic book collectors of Sheffield. Thanks for joining us again.
Hooray! Deutschland, Deutschland, jubelt!